ruthless, I know. You might even wonder why I go MIA sometimes. I can't deny. Try to hold on to the things I can't. Thank